Hello, everyone, people of the world. I would like to welcome you guys here at social media shows Let's Talk World. Stay tuned. Anyways, guys, as you all know, social media shows has been running for 5 years, and this Let's Talk World has been running for almost 5 years. It's the longest show here at social media shows. And today I have a very, very interesting, and you might know him, especially to all viewers out there. You guys might know him, Mr. Setian, the producer of Space Wars. So let's welcome him. How you pronounce your first name?
Garo Setian.
God, that's why I was going to pronounce it, but I might pronounce it wrong. Well, welcome to Let's Talk World.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we're gonna jump into your movie right away because I just watched the trailer of the movie and I was blown away. It's unlike the others that I've already seen so far, and so tell us a synopsis of the Space Wars.
Well, Space Wars is a very old-fashioned styled space adventure.
Doesn't look old-fashioned though.
Well, I mean more in the style. It's like, after Star Wars came out in 1977, there were all these science fiction movies that followed, like Star Crash, Battle Beyond the Stars. Then they had Battlestar Galactica and Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon. They were reworking those old properties and things. And I loved those movies so much. Things like Space Hunter, Adventures in the Forbidden Zone. Just they're movies that take place in their own world. And I wanted to do my own science fiction adventure. It's inspired by Star Wars.
That's what
but,
I thought.
Just like any other, sci-fi movie that came out after it. But it's its own thing. And that's something I always like. Because right now, everything is like, it's either Star Wars or Marvel. And there's like nothing else. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to create something that was its own thing with our own characters, our own universe. And also, I'm also a big fan of films like Ray Harryhausen used to make, with the stop motion animation, the movies with the animated skeletons and giant monsters. Usually they were called the Sinbad movies. He did a lot of those. So this was my way of doing sort of one of those kind of adventures in outer space. So
wow. I love outer space movies, just letting you know. The only thing is I didn't watch the Star Wars, but I love those new generation space.
Oh, Star Trek and things like that? Mm-hmm.
So anyways, is this your first movie?
No, this is my second feature. I've done shorts before in the past. My regular occupation is I'm a trailer editor. I edit movie trailers.
Oh.
And I love doing it. I've always loved movie trailers. I've worked at Lionsgate for 16 years. I've cut over 435 movie trailers, edited, produced, all sorts of different things.
So this is not your first rodeo. You've been doing this for so long. That's why when I look on the movie, I was like, holy cow.
Well, when I was a child, I used to make movies with a old Super 8 film camera.
Yes.
Like my grandfather gave me this Brownie 8mm film camera, and I would try and do stop motion animation with it.
Yeah.
And I'd have my dad later on like operate the camera while I'd have model dinosaurs with wires, and I'd have the dinosaurs trying to move around in spaceships and things. I was always into like fantasy and adventure. And I made my own movies as a kid, and then I worked in public access TV stations, and I did a show in Longmeadow, Massachusetts called Valley of the Shadows, which was still airing just a few years ago, which is crazy because I did that when I was in high school, and that was a long time ago. But it did take 20 years for me to make my first movie. It wasn't that I was spending 20 years trying to make that movie, but anyone who's tried to make a movie...
You're helping them.
Yeah, it's really... usually you'll start a project and you think, okay, this is the one that's finally going to happen, and then it doesn't happen, and then you try something else. You work with another person, and, oh, maybe this one's fine. Oh, no, that one's not going to work. So it took about 20 years before I finally had all the pieces fall into place where I could make my first movie, which was Automation. That came out in Christmas of 2019, and
And how it did?
it did. It was very well received. It was it was a science fiction movie.
Mhm.
It was about a killer robot,
Mhm.
about robots in the workplace, and how this robot takes over for the human employees at the night shift at this insulation company. And the people are all getting grumbly, and he worked out so well that they're going to fire everybody at the place and replace them with the next generation of robots.
Oh,
Sounds familiar, right?
Yes.
And then what ends up happening is the robot finds out, he overhears a conversation that they're not only going to replace all the other humans, they're going to replace him too, because he's out of date, he's obsolete. And then he goes crazy.
I think I kind of watched some similar to that movie. Yeah, I'm not sure what's the title.
Maybe it was mine.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. But anyways, so let's get back to Space Wars.
Yes, yes.
How long this movie in the making before it came out?
Well, it didn't take super long. The process of coming up with the screenplay took a while. Basically, it's funny. It took 20 years to make my first movie. And this movie, it literally did not take very long at all because I had the first movie and it was well received. So what we did is, it was Jeff Miller, wonderful guy, executive producer. I was doing trailers for him. I did one for Robert Bronzi movie he made, and it was called The Gardener. He will mow you down. Anyway, He wanted to do a science fiction movie. He really liked automation. He had read the script before and was familiar with the project.
Are you the writer of this movie?
Not this one. I helped develop the story. The writer's Joe Netter. Joe Netter's a fabulous writer, and he wrote a movie called Blind, and also a movie Pretty Boy, which is a sequel to Blind. And both of those films starred Sarah French, who also happens to be the lead actress in this movie.
Yes. What is her name, Sarah?
Sarah French.
I believe I saw her on other My House movies.
Yes. She's
that's
done
why
some of those.
When I see the trailer, I'm like, oh, she looks familiar.
Yeah, she's an amazing actress.
Yeah.
And in this, she is physically doing things that you've never seen her do before. I mean, it's a hardcore action adventure. I mean, she's getting in the mix with fist fights, and it's awesome. So like he wanted to do a science fiction movie, and I had a screenplay which I had ready. It actually had it written before I even did automation, and I gave him that one, and it was a bit too ambitious. It was very big, and I still want to do that movie, so that might happen soon. But
we're gonna look out for it too.
Yeah, thank you very much.
After I see this trailer, I'm like, oh, I know you're a #1 fan.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. So he asked me to come up with something else that might be more plausible within the budget range he's thinking, and he wanted me to come up with something that would work with Michael Pureza, and I had already, me and my wife had worked previously with Sarah French on automation, and we wanted to work with her and Joe, because Joe is a writer, and we just thought, hey, this might make a good team. So we got, I approached Sarah because I saw her doing all these crazy workouts and stuff. Like she was flipping military tires, like military style workouts.
She is actually very athletic.
Yeah, so I figured why not make her an action hero? So I talked to her about it, and then I asked her if Joe would be interested in writing for us. Said yes. So I already had sort of a rough treatment of an idea, and Joe and I worked on that treatment, and he came up with a really wonderful human story to go along with all the action scenes I wanted to do. And we presented that ultimately to Jeff, and Jeff Miller loved the idea, so then we went to work, and Joe wrote the screenplay. And this was all around, I think this all happened in during COVID. It was around 2020.
Yeah.
And then we went into production right when COVID seemed like it was over. So we did it right in between, before Omicron hit. We shot it. It was in October of 2021. And
where did you film the movie most of the time?
So this is what's funny. Automation was shot. That movie was shot at my cousin's insulation company.
Oh, wow.
Which happened to be the same location. It's in La Puente, California. And it happened to be the same location. I did a lot of student films when I was back at USC.
Oh,
So basically what happened was, when we did the automation, we were shooting at night shift, during the night while all the workers were there
Yes.
at day. So we had to be out of the place before the workers came in. It was a hard shoot.
I can tell.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was brutal.
That's my next question is, did you do green screen on this or not?
Yes, there was a lot of green screen. So with this movie, it was my uncle who has an office building like right next to Alert Installation, which is where we shot automation. And he told me, hey, if you need to use this, because he had a big garage, and I thought maybe I could build a spaceship in here. You know?
Yes.
So he said,
I was thinking about that.
so he was like, okay, why not? I couldn't believe he said yes. So my uncle let us film there. And we basically had like 3 stages, and we just built each set, and then we'd roll out all of the stuff for one spaceship. Then we'd move to the next set, film there, while the main stage got redecorated and turned into a new location.
Oh my God.
So,
Yes.
we block shoot
It's the
the
same
movie.
thing as I'm doing on my green screen. Every single show has different background, right?
exactly.
So you are in different places.
Right. It's like the same room, but it's turned into a different environment. But it
Exactly.
was a physical set. We literally
is.
built this stuff.
Yes, yeah, like you put. Oh my God!
Yeah.
I am actually visualizing how you did it.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we knew, it was really well pre-planned. We shot the whole movie. All the stuff on the sets was shot in 9 days.
Mm-hmm.
Then we did 2 days out here in Vegas, in the Nelson area, and we got all our exteriors. And then we had 1 day of pickups. So it was all done 9, 10, 11, 12 days.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
12.
pretty cool.
Which is crazy for
But
a
then the editing-
sci-fi adventure that takes place over several planets and has monsters and spaceships and
12
fist
days.
fights.
How did they went around the world or the universe?
Yeah.
In 12 days.
And it's mostly in my uncle's garage. No.
Yes.
No.
You see, in creating a movie,
Yeah.
is the filming is the easy part.
Yeah.
The most complicated part is the editing. Who is your chief editor?
That's me.
I'm talking to the right person right here.
That's how I save money. Look, my first thing is editing. I've been editing trailers for years.
So,
And
yes.
like over 20 years I've been working as an editor. And so I know what I need when I'm filming. I can be very efficient. And I took my time editing. It wasn't something like, because I still work full, I have my own company. I do work for different people and stuff. So I'm editing, during the day on my certain projects or whatever, and my son edits with me, so he would work on some of these things, and then I would work on my movie a bit. So it's just a little bit each day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know some people, okay, they can edit the movie and it's done, in a month or whatever. I took about 8 months, and also there were so many visual effects.
Yes.
There's 592 effects in this movie.
Oh
So
my God.
there's a lot of,
And you did a really good job, Garo.
Oh, thank you.
It is amazing. The reason why I am asking, I'm asking all these questions because I just want to let you know that I created a TV sitcom, which is a comedy sitcom here. It's an impromptu comedy.
Uh-huh.
And what I do is I ask the actors, what would be your scene this time? And then I'll put all the scene together. I had one of the actors flying the, what do you call it now? The dragon. And then I have them flying on the carpet. What do you call it? Flying carpet?
Like a magic carpet? Yeah.
And then I have them underneath the water, but they are here at my studio. I also actually get them to the space. That's why.
Wow. Where do you get all those effects and stuff? Are they like things that are like programmed into a system that you have already, or you can like alternate?
I got it all on YouTube.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, but anyways, so that's why I am asking you this
Yeah.
question, and I'm understanding exactly what. But then the way what he does on this movie is nothing compared. My work is nothing. It's incomparable. His one is like I was blown away when I seen it, and I'm like, wow. That is a really good work. Which is tell us where they can find the movie.
Oh, the film is available actually today. It just came out on May 2nd on digital. So on every digital platform, you can find it on Amazon Prime, on Vudu, on iTunes, all of these different places, Xbox, whatever it is. You can get the movie there in HD. It's very reasonably priced, and you get a lot of entertainment for your dollar. And also on May 9th, we're coming out on DVD. So if you prefer physical media, and there's some nice extras, we got a commentary and some deleted scenes and a gag reel. That's all on the DVD.
That's the exciting part of movies, you know that, right? Especially those very intuitive persons, they love the behind the scenes.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
No,
So,
it's fun, and you'll see like just how some things changed. Like we had one sequence that was about 5 minutes originally, and it literally just through a change of sort of the direction of the moment, it got carved down to like 1:30. And it works. I mean, both scenes work, but it's just interesting to see the same scene done slightly differently. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes. And plus, when they see all the finished product, is you cannot believe on the raw product. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh, that. It's very interesting to me. So I like that part.
Yeah, but people can buy it in Walmart or Best Buy or order it on Amazon. All of that. So it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
So,
congratulations for your
you.
movie. Oh my God, I cannot wait to see it. Honestly.
Thanks.
But anyways, guys. We're going on a quick break because I want to show you how I'm blown away with the trailers. So here you go.
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Let's knock on the door. I spent the last year searching for the Deep Star, a bounty so big that the entire galaxy could be yours.
People have been looking for the Deep Star for years. It can't be found.
It's because they can't find the distress beacon. I know where it is.
If we find the Deep Star, we can get enough credits to bring Mom back.
Blast off.
Guys, we have company.
You can run, but you cannot hide. Prepare for impact.
I am now authorized to take action.
And now you die.
No!
There you go. Did you guys love it? Like, I love it. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. It's amazing. So anyways, here's one of my questions that I was kind of thinking that I was gonna ask you the first time, but so a lot of actors, you cannot just film an actor and not let them feel the atmosphere, right? Because it's hard to get that what do you call that thing in their face.
Yeah, getting them to imagine what's going on. And everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So you give them your script.
Yeah.
And then how do they actually kind of like?
Well, the actors, they bring a lot to the part. They already kind of once they read it, they have their interpretation of it, and that's why it's always important to work with really good actors because they do their homework. They know the script, they know the material, and they know the character. They become that character. So what I'm there for is more just to kind of guide that once it's on screen because I'm looking for certain beats and moments to happen. I knew. With Michael Pureza in the lead and Sarah French as Taylor and my wife Anna Setian playing Jackie, I knew we were going to be in great shape because they were always ready, always prepared, and just knew all their lines. There was one day I think we burned through like 10 pages, and it came out great. I mean, but you were talking about like reacting to green screen and things that aren't there.
Yeah. Of course, it's really hard when you see green screen, but you are trying to put your things together. Who's the director, by the way?
That's me.
That's what I was thinking. So how you actually prepare these actors? I know they're really good. When I look on the trailer, which you already seen it, is look at how they actually what do you call it now, the dialogue or the script, how they,
Oh,
they
yeah.
talk, they're freaking like literally
Yeah, they were great.
nailed it.
Yeah. And I mean, I think we all have grown up on a lot of these kind of movies. So our imagination, these are imaginative people. They already kind of have certain things. So again, I'm a pretty descriptive person. So as a director, I'll be there and like, okay, this monster is coming up out of the ground now. You know what I mean? And you got to look right here, and this
That's
is it.
what I was
And it's going to come. In fact, there's a whole behind the scenes section where I'm talking with Sarah through this one whole monster sequence that's crazy in the movie. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
and this is here, and it goes up, and then it comes down, and do this, and she's like, okay, I'm looking here, I know this, and I'm thinking, and I realize this. I mean, so it's all discussed, and you're telling someone like, look over there, big monsters coming out, you know what I mean? Sometimes I'd have drawings, like little scratchy drawings of my own, like, hey, this is what's happening in this scene, you know what I mean? Other times we had better storyboards that were done as well for some of the more complicated scenes, like our asteroid chase, and we have this crazy opening sequence with this giant monster that comes out of the lava and tries to eat some characters. So it was, it's a lot of fun. It's playing. It's playing. I mean, we're
Well, you are
blessed to be able to
painting,
do
or
this.
you're also painting the picture to them.
Yeah.
Do you agree with me that the best movies that has been created has a lot of thing to do with the directors?
Well, I mean, they can, for sure. I mean, there's some movies that might be more producer driven, where the director's kind of the hired gun to kind of make things happen, and then there's directors who have a very specific vision for how they want a certain thing to go. I guess I'm what you call a producer, director, editor.
So you have.
I mean, I'm only really interested in doing movies that are stories or ideas that I want to see. You know what I mean? So it isn't, for me. For me, it's about getting the movie made. You know what I mean? So however that is, you know what I mean? I'm happy with it. So I just like seeing the stories that I have in my head come to life on screen. So if it's me directing it, or let's say I found a talented guy or gal and said, hey, why don't you direct this? That would be great too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the thing that excites me. Telling stories one way or the other.
Well, the reason why I said that is because even though how good is the writing, if the director doesn't put that, you see, like what you painting the picture to the actor.
Right.
Because you see, these are different people. The writer has different vision. Even though you transfer that to the director also might other type of,
In some cases,
Yes.
but with this, it was a very unified vision. I mean, me and Joe worked really closely together on the script in terms of what it was going to be. He did all the writing, you know what I mean? And he delivered something that told the story that, was in my head, and he had certain visions for the characters, and we were just in agreement on it all. And he was actually on the set as well.
Oh, nice.
He's a wonderful producer also on the film, and he also helped with the scheduling and everything. And we all just got along great, and everyone was on the same page in this case.
That's good.
Which is really
It's
a
a
wonderful
teamwork.
thing.
But teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, and again, you still have to have a vision for it and what it is, but it's not gonna. You kind of have to have everything work, because the screenplay has to be good. Otherwise, no matter how good it's directed, well, if it's a bad script, the words they're saying, or if it doesn't make sense, that's not going to work, right? Or you could have a great script and it's directed well, but if it's cut badly, suddenly there's no emotion in a scene and people are just spitting dialogue out left and right, but it doesn't mean anything, So that's all stuff that has to be crafted. You gotta be good on all fronts. It takes everything. And there's an old saying, I mean, I'm sure everyone's heard it before. It's like there's the film you write, the film you shoot, and the film you edit, and none of them are the same. There's some truth to that, but at the same time, I feel like what we got on screen is exactly what we were visualizing, and it was just an absolute pleasure to make this thing come to life.
And how many actors you have on this one? The main actors.
Wow. Let's see. So the cast is Michael Pureza, who's an amazing actor, and he's in the whole movie, and he's great. He's like a sort of Han Solo type, and Sarah French plays his daughter, Taylor, and she's incredible in this movie. Very, very emotional and compassionate, but she's also an action hero and a kick-ass action hero.
Awesome.
And then my wife, Anahit Setian, plays Jackie, and she's
Are
a
you in the
quirky
movie
character.
too?
She's in the movie,
How
not
about
me.
you?
I'm not in the movie. My son makes an appearance actually in there as Ezekiel, and then we have Sadie Katz as the evil villainous Elnora, and then we have
Who is that?
Elnora is sort of the leader of this outpost that, and she gets swindled. Well, after swindling Kip, played by Michael Pureza, Kip does something, steals something from her to get back at her.
Oh.
So then she sends her people out to get him, you know?
Oh.
So, and while that's all going on, there's this whole quest to find this mythical freighter, this spaceship, which is supposed to have all these treasures. The movie's basically a treasure hunt. It takes place in a universe where you can extract the soul from a dying person and put it in a new body that's part flesh, part cyborg.
So there's a lot of inside story
Yeah,
on
well,
this one.
in this story, you know, Michael Pure's wife, who's Sarah French's mom in the movie, has passed, and they were able to collect her essence, you know, which is part of this procedure of, you know, making people stay alive after they died, right? Mm-hmm. They extract their essence. They have her essence, but it was too expensive to kind of put her in a body yet. Mm-hmm. So they're carrying this around, hoping to get a big score someday so they can bring the mom back. And then they stumble upon Jackie, played by Anahit Setian, who knows where this mythical freighter is, which has been lost, and there's rumors that there's treasures on board, so they decide to go get it. But Jackie is being chased by another group of bad guys, Dykstra, played by Olivier Gruner, who's amazing. He did a movie way back with Albert Pien called Nemesis, where sci-fi action movie.
Yes, I see that. Yes.
Yeah, and he's done tons of action movies. He's a martial artist and just a great tactical fighter. He's incredible in this movie. And then we have, as part of his team, we've got Tyler Gallant, who's sort of the tough guy, you know, and he ends up being a much more layered and interesting character than you might think at first. And then we also have Rachel Brooks Smith, who plays Nina, who's sort of a main navigator, but also sidekick to, I shouldn't even call her a sidekick. She might be planning something herself in the movie. And then we also have the Mighty Manx, played by Jed Rowan. So we have this incredible cast of characters. And it's basically just a real straightforward chase movie, trying to, you know, two groups of people trying to get to this treasure. And then there's also Sadie Katz's character, who's also chasing after them all. And all these stories collide when we do eventually get to our destination, and we have a very big, spectacular action sequence involving all of these things. So it's a lot of fun.
Wars.
Yes, Space
Anyways,
Wars.
where they can find it again?
It's on digital right now, so you can watch it right now. You can go to Vudu or Amazon Prime and those things. And if you're in the Vegas area, it's right now it's May 2nd, so we are still playing at the Galaxy Theater, the Galaxy Boulevard Mall Theater today and tomorrow. So check your show times, and you might be able to see it on the big screen, where it really does look spectacular.
Awesome. And if anybody would like to reach you,
I'm on Facebook, Garo Setian, Garo, and last name Setian. So it's not many Garo Setians. So
not too much of you guys, right? Anyway, so you are not from Las Vegas. You're from California.
I'm from Los Angeles. I'm originally from Massachusetts, but I've lived in Los Angeles since 1992. My dad lives out here, so I come out here all the time. My son moved out here too recently, so I go back and forth between LA and Vegas all the time.
Oh, so you are...
Yeah, I love Vegas. I met Mike Conway out here a long time ago, and I would go to the Vegas Indie
Mike
Meets.
Conway is the 007?
No, Michael Conway, he did a movie back called War of the Planets and stuff, and he built a spaceship in his backyard, did this amazing little sci-fi movie. Really admired him, and I reached out to him when I saw that movie. And through him, I met so many more people in this sort of Vegas film community. And we've had some amazing talent from Vegas involved in our movie. Michael Sue, who's the cinematographer. I'm sure you know Michael.
Yes, I know.
Michael,
I need you here.
Yeah, Michael was our DP on Space World.
Oh, yes, I remember. I saw him posted.
Yeah, and he did an incredible job.
And also, don't forget Joanne Heckman.
Yes, Joanna Heckman. Joanna Heckman, she's in the movie.
Yes.
But she also did our costumes.
Yes.
And they're incredible. You know, she did a fantastic job.
Paul Gunn in this movie?
Paul Gunn helped out.
I just want to shout out to those lovely people.
They're lovely. And Paul Gunn, boy, he was a godsend on this movie.
Oh,
he was our main PA, you would say, and he saved our butts so many times and was such a cool and genteel guy about it. Got to get him in the next one. So.
Yes, you better be, because you know what, he is my actually Brad Pitt. I told him, you are my Brad Pitt and you are my Angelina Jolie. That's what I told him. That's how much I love this couple, you know. They're amazing people.
Yeah, they are.
But anyways, thank you so much, Garo.
Yep, thank you.
Pronounce it?
It's Garo, but I know who you're talking about when you say Garo, so it's fine.
Garo. Yeah. Thank you so much. Hey guys, if you guys want to go and see this movie, you can find it on any digital platforms. Amazon Prime is my favorite.
And we'll be on DVD May 9th.
DVD May 9th. Yep. So yes. So just go and reach out to Garo Setian.
Okay.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Thank you for having me, Maria.
Thank you so much. We will see you guys again. I hope you guys actually learned something. I learned a lot just sitting down here. And I'll see you guys again next week on Let's Talk World. Bye now.
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Let's knock on the door. I spent the last year searching for the Deep Star. A bounty so big that the entire galaxy could be yours.
People have been looking for the Deep Star for years. It can't be found.
It's because they can't find the distress beacon. I know where it is.
If we find the Deep Star, we could get enough credits to bring Mom back.
Blast off.
Guys, we have company.
You can run, but you cannot hide. Prepare for impact.
I am now authorized to take action.
And now you die.
No!
This show is brought to you by Modern Word Ministries.
Trying to buy a home these days is tough. We know. We hear it every day. Home inventory is at an all-time low. It's a seller's market, and cash buyers have the advantage. Recently, cash buyers made up more than a quarter of all home purchases. So, how do you compete with cash buyers and win? By becoming a cash buyer yourself. How do you do that? With New American Funding's Buyer Accepted program. Here's how it works. Buyer Accepted LLC, an affiliated company of New American Funding, will buy your new home with cash and sell it back to you for the original purchase price. plus a service fee that can be added to the purchase price of the home once you secure mortgage financing with New American Funding. This turns you into a cash buyer and helps you win the bidding war. And the best part? You don't need to sell your current home first. Don't miss this opportunity to buy your dream home. Call New American Funding today or visit newamericanfunding.com to learn more about becoming a cash buyer and winning the bidding war.
I can already feel you judging me, and not for what I've done in the past, but for what I'm about to do. I had what mattered, and I got careless. Like, I don't deserve more. I don't deserve sympathy. I don't deserve to be here.
Where the hell are you? Why aren't you answering your phone?
Jenna! What is the matter with you?
Someone once told me, you may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you're somebody's shot of whiskey.
Excuse me, ma'am. My car ran out of gas and I left my wallet at home. Could you please spare a couple dollars so I can refuel my vehicle?
I literally have nothing.
What's it gonna take to get you to join a program?
Get back, dog! If Jesus wanted you to have a dog, he would have blessed you with a bowl and a leash now, wouldn't he?
Have you ever dreamed of sharing your views and knowledge with the world? It should be easy, right? Just turn on your phone, talk into the camera, upload to your social media, then sit back and wait to go viral. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Not only that you need a great message, you also need a video production as well as a quality sound and lighting. If that's not enough, you still need to make sure that video's description, title, and thumbnails are optimized by SEO and search algorithms. What a hassle! Don't worry, Social Media Shows is here to help. With our years of production online experience and professional studio, we can remove all the technical roadblocks out of your way so that you can focus on the message you want to share with the whole world. We have production plans that fit any budget. Visit Social Media Shows today at socialmediashows.com and schedule your free pilot audition today.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social Media Shows is now the new media of the century.